What's up, UNC, and welcome to Late Night for a very special edition of our show. It's a brand new thing we're bringing to you this semester. It's called Late Night Call. So with our normal episode of Late Night, on off weeks we'll be bringing you this episode where at different points in the show we'll have your calls. And it's a little different. We're also going to dive into some sports topics this week and the news. But also hope you enjoyed our very brand new intro. That was one of our late night correspondents actually filming the Evansville game where Tyler Hansbrough broke the UNC scoring record. And speaking of the basketball team, I hope everyone caught that game that was over, about 10 minutes ago probably? Anybody? Yeah, I mean, it was a great one. It was a really good one. Probably the most exciting game of the year. So glad to see the Heels can pull it off with that really awesome Ty Lawson shot. So, well, we hope this is our very first show back from break, and we hope that everyone had an awesome break. We got a lot of stuff to talk about and a great show to get to. But as always, we do have some things to talk about. Some interesting news in today's DTH, actually. Very, very kind of funny story. Article in today's DTH paper that they suggested a way to avoid infections in your dorm. And one of their ways to avoid infections is, and I quote, avoid touching people that you know have been sick recently. Yeah, very insightful. Yeah, the paper also reported that we're in an economic recession. Keanu Reeves is a bad actor, and that Duke sucks. So, in case you didn't know. And finally, something to talk about from over break that we weren't here for. As many of you probably know, the football team lost to West Virginia 31-30 in the Meineke Car Care Bowl that was played in Charlotte. And although the Tar Heels lost the bowl game, it's okay because apparently the bowl game was a major success for fans of both teams. Yeah. UNC fans didn't really have that far to drive, and West Virginia fans actually got to see people with teeth. So, yeah, good for them, good for them. Glad everybody was able to get something positive out of the experience. Well, that brings us to our next segment in the show, and joining me at the desk over here is Patrick Nichols with a brand new 2009 edition of the Top 10 list. So we'll go ahead and get to it. Patrick, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Like the shirt,
Thank you. Game. And as you said, that's right, it is now 2009, and we here at Late Night, like most of people, have resolutions for the new year. So we have now the top 10 resolutions that are already broken.
Okay.
Top 10 resolutions we've already broken.
I know I've already broken a few of mine.
Yes. Number 10, go to class. That one apparently was broken January 9th on the first day of class.
Yeah.
Number 9, win every ACC basketball game.
Yeah, that was ruined pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was
almost ruined for the third time tonight, actually. So.
I know. That was a personal top 10 of mine, and unfortunately I was unable to keep it going. Okay. Number 8, stop stealing from the dining halls. A lot of that going on. It has continued to this semester, unfortunately.
Yeah, get you some nice forks.
Yeah.
Full set.
Number 7, spend our bailout money wisely. We here at Late Night got a hefty sum, but so far we've only managed to use it at University Massage. Number 6, don't hit people with my bicycle.
Yeah, I might have already broken that a couple times, actually.
I think I saw that. Oh. Number 5, inaugurate another white president.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were able to break that streak.
Hey, 44th time, always a charm.
Number 4, actually write for Late Night STV. Actually work on the show was another resolution. We look well put together, but I'm just making this stuff up, to be honest, right now. Few of them. I see 4 or 5 right there. Number 3, wear a different pair of jeans. I think one of our producers had trouble with that so far this year. Mm-hmm. Number 2, use the prepaid meal plan. And number 1, I didn't add this to the list, but apparently some people needed to be more awesome this year, and they have failed. Well,
sorry to hear that. But yeah, I mean, top 10 2009 resolutions that have already been broken. So
yep.
Hopefully we can get our act together sometime sooner or another. But actually, that brings us to our very next segment in the show, and this is very exciting because we're actually going to open up the phone lines to anyone across campus or in the Chapel Hill area that can be viewing us on Time Warner Cable. Anyway, We are actually going to talk about the Super Bowl. In case, I mean, I'm pretty sure that everyone knows, Sunday is Super Bowl 43 from Tampa, Florida, between the AFC champion Pittsburgh Steelers and the NFC champion, pretty shocking, Arizona Cardinals. So,
That's
big
right.
game, Patrick.
Big game
coming up.
indeed.
What kind of key matchups do you think, or what are the keys to the game for the Cardinals, and what do you think the keys to the game for the Steelers are?
Well, I think definitely the keys to the game that I've seen just throughout the season for the Arizona is Larry Fitzgerald.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. The man has been unconscious this postseason, and I mean, everyone knew he was good, but the numbers he's put up so far, 5 touchdowns and 400 yards in 3 games.
He already has more receiving yards for any postseason.
He's
Ever.
already broken Jerry Rice's record for postseason yardage, and that's only in 3 games. He still has another game, so he'll shatter that record.
Absolutely.
I think another interesting matchup with Fitzgerald is the secondary for Pittsburgh. Number 1 ranked secondary, number 1 ranked defense, but hands down the best passing defense in the league.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it has to do with their, the 3-4 they play, obviously. They send a lot of different blitz packages and stuff. And Kurt Warner, who's usually very, very, very good against the blitz, I mean, that's the secret. You got to get him when he's not expecting it. I mean, you've obviously seen teams like Arizona and Carolina try to blitz him up front, and he'll just pick you apart.
Yeah,
he'll find the holes in your zone.
He has not been hurried at all yet this season.
We actually have a phone call. I think somebody...
We have a phone call coming in about the Super Bowl. Can I ask who's on the air?
Hello? Hey,
Hello?
my name's Jim. Am I on the air?
Yes,
Yes,
you're on
you're
there.
on
What's
the
your
air.
name?
Jim.
Jim, would you?
How's it going, Jim?
We're sitting here. If you're watching, you probably know we're talking about the Super Bowl matchups. What do you see happening this weekend?
I don't know. I was gonna say, I'm a big Carolina Cardinals. Listen to me, Arizona Cardinals fan.
Arizona Cardinals fan, yes.
Yeah, I have been for many years.
You're probably one of the only
Yeah,
ones.
you're one of the few. You're devout.
I was gonna put my input into that. I think they're gonna win.
They're gonna win.
What?
And Big Ross, whatever his name is, he's going down.
He's going down. Big Ben's going down, you say?
He's got what, 3.5, 2.5 Super Bowl rings?
2.5 Super Bowl.
He's got one.
I think he has a Super Bowl ring that he won.
One got stolen from him
Oh, okay.
on ESPN.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But what's your prediction for the score? What's gonna happen in the game?
Oh man, Steelers, they're not going to do anything. It's going to be 30-7.
30-7. That is a bold prediction.
It's going to happen.
Well, I guess we'll have to see.
No, it will. You know the Water Boy when the lady makes a prediction,
Yeah, Vicky Valancourt.
it's going to happen.
It's gonna
All right.
happen. All right, you've made a believer out of me.
All right, Cardinal Jim. Well, good luck to you on Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling in.
All right, no problem.
Thanks.
See you later.
That's a very bold prediction.
That was a bold.
7.
I will say I agree that I think Arizona's going to win. I think he has a good point.
So yeah,
30-7.
That'll bring us to our predictions. So
is-
you got the Cardinals, right?
I've got the Cardinals. I do not have them winning by 23 points. That's
so,
that's a
what
little
kind of score are you looking
unrealistic.
at?
I think that it's going to be 11 points. I see 13-24.
Wow.
But before we get further, we have another caller.
Okay. Next caller.
Hello?
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 Hi.
Hi.
How's it going? Who's calling?
Hey. Hey, guys. It's Mandy.
Mandy.
Oh, hey, Mandy. Mandy Brannon, correspondent of our show, is calling in. How's it going, Mandy?
Good. Good.
Why aren't you here?
Well, guys, I'm writing a paper that's due tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. Understandable.
So, who's going to win the Super Bowl, Mandy?
Steelers.
Okay.
Steelers.
All righty.
The Steelers are going to win 3 times, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Let me just make 2 points. Here's why.
Okay.
One, they've already won 5 Super Bowls.
Okay.
And the Cardinals, I mean, have they even come close since the 80s? No.
Come close to what?
To getting to the Super Bowl since the 80s.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Secondly, my prediction for the score is going to be 31-24 Steelers.
31-24 Steelers. Okay.
'Cause I think it's going to be sort of like a comeback story for the Cardinals, but not really. They're not really going to win. I don't know.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very
Mandy.
much.
Have a good one.
Yeah, and I love the new sign. It's super cute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, awesome.
All righty.
Bye. So who do you have winning the game?
I'm going to have to go with Mandy, and I'm going to take the Steelers. I think it's going to be a very close game, though. I'm going to take the Steelers 27-23.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's our Super Bowl prediction. So hopefully we will see.
I think we have one more call. Are we taking? All right, we don't.
We will not take this caller. The callers stay with us. We will be back. We will be taking calls later on in the show. And actually, this will now bring us to, in honor of our Super Bowl theme, we are going to go to a cooking segment. Obviously, a lot of you will probably have Super Bowl parties on Sunday. And other than the obvious stuff that most people will bring, we might actually have a suggestion for a tasty appetizer you could have while watching the big game.
Cheap and delicious.
Yeah. Always a good thing.
Patrick Nichols here with Late Night STV, here to do a segment that I like to call Cooking with Patrick. And in light of the Super Bowl coming up, we thought that we could make some cheap Super Bowl snacks that anyone could make where you find an oven. So you should be able to make it in your dorm, maybe use some enhancements, and make a tasty meal for your friends. The first one is barbecue chicken wings. You can get these, you just get some chicken wing drumettes for about $3 at Harris Teeter, and some barbecue sauce. We did Sweet Baby Ray's because the sauce is the boss, but any barbecue sauce will do. First, you want to take the oven and you want to preheat it to 425 degrees and let that sit for a sec. Then, of course, wash your hands, get them out, space them evenly along your pan. Yeah, right like this. These look good. And then once your oven is ready, bring them and you'll put them in. Close that up and let it sit for about 30 minutes. Now while you've got the chicken cooking, you have time to make a tasty dip to go with it. This dip, once again, it's cheap. It's about $8. You get a thing of sausage, a small thing of cream cheese, and some Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies for a little bit of spice. What you want to do is you got to brown the sausage first. So you put it over medium heat. Right about there. Get that going. You want to just cut, be careful with the knife, cut open the sausage and just dump both halves right in the pan. Going to be using it all for the dip. Now once you've got your meat browned, you want to make sure it's cut up into small bite-sized pieces. That'll help it brown a lot faster and will make it kind of taste better. Everybody will get some sausage. You want to push all the meat to one side as best you can, like this. Yeah, you can even take it off the heat, and then move all the grease to the other side. Just a paper plate, like this. You can't pour it into the sink. You're not allowed to pour hot grease into the sink, but an easy way to get rid of it is to just take a paper towel, kind of fold it up in half. You can even use two. And take a spoon and just spoon that hot grease in to this. You can drain it a little bit so it pools up, and just spoon it in onto the plate. Dump all of it in. Then you'll get a can opener for the Rotel. You want to make a small cut and then take it over the sink to pour out all the water. You'll have your Rotel and you'll just dump it in. You want to stir all this together until the cheese melts. Once the cheese is completely melted, you'll take it off the pan and then it'll be ready to serve. Just put it in a bowl and grab some chips. Alright, the timer just went off, so we're going to check on the chicken wings. You're going to make sure you have oven mitts if you have them, or a towel because it's going to be hot. These look good. You're gonna pull out the pan, just set it on the top. Then get some tongs. You want a bowl, any bowl about this size will do. It can be a little smaller if you don't have that one that big. Get your tongs and put all of them in. A little sticky. So put them all in, space them out a little bit. Then grab your barbecue sauce. And cover. You don't need to use all of it, but you want to get a nice coating over the top. Use the tongs to stir it all up. Once that's done, you'll put them back on the pan. And then keep in the oven at 425 degrees. You're going to put the pan back in for about 10 more minutes. That'll get the sauce nice and sticky and cook them a little bit longer. Last but not least are the chicken quesadillas. You have a griddle. You can use any type of pan. You should be able to find that if you're in a dorm with your enhancements, if you have those. This came in at about $11. This was the most expensive snack, but it should feed about 3 or 4 people. The chicken was the most expensive part, but it will make a delicious meal. Get the pan to heat up. Put it on medium again, just as before. You get your tortilla. Just cook it for a couple seconds, heat it up. It'll start to bubble a little bit, you can tell. Then you'll have a napkin here, place here, when you need to put everything on it. So the tortilla's ready now. Lay it on the napkin. It's a little warm, but not too hot. You'll get your cheese and your chicken strips. Sprinkle a little bit of cheese over top. Then lay a couple strips along. Right here. I'm going to fold it up and put it back on the griddle. Now you leave it here until it's brown on both sides. Just check it. It shouldn't take too long. And then we'll move it off the griddle, cut it, and it'll be ready to eat. Smells good. Just use your tongs to place them on the plate. Now you might have in the bottom of your bowl a little extra barbecue sauce. For that, just take a spoon, scoop it up, and drizzle it over the top. Well, there you go. Here's an awesome spread for your Super Bowl party. Relatively easy to make and very cheap. So just dig in, and I hope you enjoy.
And thank you, Patrick, for that very interesting and very detailed cooking segment. But the quesadillas looked absolutely great. Well, before we get on to anything, we have a few announcements about a few campus events going on, and one involving STV, so that's always exciting. This Friday night at 8 o'clock, Vinyl Records, the record company here at UNC, is putting on a show at Local 506, and it's a free show. And it's featuring Lafcadio, a guest that was previously on one of our episodes, Apollo, who will be on the show in 2 weeks, and Lake Inferior. So if anybody can, get out there to Local 506 and see the show. So they'd really appreciate you they'd appreciate you coming out and supporting the show. And also, this Wednesday night at 9:30, Student Television will be showing, that's right, an exciting debate between all SBP candidates. Every single student body president candidate will be here on STV at 9:30. That'll be before our show. So watch the debate, find out about the candidates, and then call in and watch us. So that is absolutely exciting. So, and also, this goes out to apology to one of our loyal viewers, Cardinal Chip. Chip called in. It was not Jim. We just like to clear the air and make sure that, Chip, we appreciate your phone call and your viewing. But before we get on to anything else, that leads us to our pit talking segment. And as always, our loyal correspondents go out into the pit and places on campus and see what's on the mind of UNC students.
You said that you watched the inauguration, right?
Yes, I did.
And what were your thoughts about it?
I thought it was really great. It was a great ceremony. I really liked, of course, Obama's speech, but I really appreciated the poems, the 2 poems afterwards. They're really, really touching, I guess.
Did you have a favorite part of the poem that you liked?
You know, I can't really remember, but I know they're really good.
So, Lexicon, did you watch the inauguration?
Yeah, watched it on the internet live.
So, what are your thoughts on it?
It was a wonderful historical moment. I shed a little tear. You know what I'm saying? Get them touching my sense of the side.
Did you get to see any of the pictures of the newspapers? No.
I don't read newspaper either.
Yeah, I was there actually.
There. Wow, what did you think about just like the mass of people there?
It was insane, for sure. I've never seen anything like that before. There were so many people.
So, did you watch some of the musical artist performances during the inauguration, too?
Nah, I could only watch what was important because I was doing home and keep my 3.5 GPA, trying to go to law school.
Okay. Well, how about the snow? You saw the snow, right?
What, here?
Yeah, here.
I did see the snow here, yes.
What did you think about that? Was that fun?
It was. I liked wrecking my car.
Did you do anything fun in the snow?
I went out, I guess threw some snowballs at some people, all that kind of fun stuff, but no, nothing too crazy.
Oh, well, I threw a snowball at someone and they started throwing ice at me, so.
Wrecking your car, what happened?
It's icy and I can't drive for so, well, I can't drive well, and so we wrecked.
Did you hit something?
Yeah, well, the curb, we spun and hit the curb and then, got out and pushed the car and fell on the ground, so exciting times.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Did you get a chance to enjoy the snow on Tuesday?
It was not enjoyable because it was hitting my face and I had to go to class at 8 in the morning. But the sight was beautiful, though. It was a beautiful sight. If only the administration would have said, just let them have the day off, it would have been wonderful. But it was okay, though. We weathered through and pushed through the storm.
That's cool.
Yeah, I freaked out. I was watching outside the window and I was like, oh my God, what is that? Oh, and there was some bird and I was yelling at it because I thought it would be in trouble. And I was like, no, get out, bird, you're gonna. I was half asleep.
Did you do anything fun with it snowing and?
No, I hate the cold more than anything. Yeah, I just stayed inside and was sad about it the whole time, but yeah.
Well, how do you feel about the fact that Willie Parker is an alumni of Carolina?
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good running back for the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, he's insanely good. I had no idea he went to UNC. I don't really follow the Steelers.
Well, actually, he was benched for a good portion of his time at Carolina. So what do you think that says about, I guess, the coaching staff at the football team?
Oh, it definitely hasn't been good, and I'm sure it wasn't good whenever he played. So,
what do you think people usually eat for Super Bowl parties if you have a little shindig?
Oh, I don't know. There's the vegetable trays and chips and wings and finger foods.
Do you have a favorite?
I don't know. I'm vegetarian, so I can't eat the wings or whatever. But maybe celery, maybe.
So the Cardinals, that's kind of an unbelievable. They're kind of the underdogs, especially because they haven't gone pretty far since I think the 80s or whatever. But do you think that they even have a shot against the Steelers?
I have no idea.
Sorry, okay. Really thought I'd ask. Yeah. Celery's good.
I guess.
Yeah. Boring. I like it with pimento cheese.
Oh, that's odd.
I know. Are you guys planning on watching the Super Bowl coming up?
I don't know. I guess if my friends do. I'm not so into that, but.
And always good to hear from UNC students. Always insightful things to say. How about that, Streeter?
Yeah.
Anyway, that brings Streeter Kelly, great part of the program, on to the show. And what are we going to talk about tonight, Streeter?
Well, the world's falling apart.
It's good water, by the way.
Oh, yeah, good water. The world's falling apart. We have, Iceland, the government just fell. I hear today on the news that Mexico, the government's actually about to fall. And everything's just falling apart. And
bad news all over the place.
In comes Obama.
We got another.
And,
I think we have a phone call, actually.
Yeah, but okay, we'll take the call.
Are we taking the call?
Let's deal for it.
Let's take the call.
Hello, caller. Okay. Hello? Caller? Anyway.
That was bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Streeter, as you were saying.
In comes Obama. And, historic election. It was great. But I don't know. This article in the DTH today really kind of bothered me.
Bothered you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a historic election, but I mean, I hate when the DTH gets all political, and why don't they talk about local stuff? There's the article, Obama inspiration reaches all corners.
Well, I mean, whether you like the guy or not, you got to admit it was a pretty inspirational thing.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, they're talking about, Republicans and anarchists, getting all excited about it too. I mean, reality check, I don't think so. Anarchists, but I mean, we have to be real here. I mean, you might be in this bubble thinking that everybody was in on it, happy, but we still have to work with him, and he's our president. But I mean, I do have a problem with the DTH. The DTH gets too political, and I mean, the columnist here is the travel columnist. It's kind of ridiculous. Caitlin Green. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, do the viewers have any issue with this, like I do? I don't know. If anyone wants to call in. Really's been bothering me. Oh, we have a caller. Hello, caller. Hello? Hello. What's your name, sir? We lost him.
Not many good callers this segment, huh? Not as good as the Super Bowl segment.
No. But, I guess I'm having a problem with politicians. And we have these local election, here's today with all the campaign signs. It's getting kind of crazy. Getting kind of out of control. We have another caller. Hello, caller?
Hey.
What's your name?
Rod.
Rod. Do I have that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Well, what do you feel about this article or the campaign that's going on currently on campus?
I feel like the campaign is kind of crazy.
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of big posters, a lot of big signs,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think they could that space has been better,
What's that?
That space by the pit for all the signs.
Yeah, the signs by the pit. Yeah.
It could be just better, I think.
Yeah, it's getting all crazy. I was, in my dorm the other day, and they had one of those big giant wooden signs, with their platform on it, and they were wheeling it down the hall and putting it in our faces and stuff, which is really kind of ridiculous. It's kind of getting out of control.
Did it have bells or something on it?
I don't see bells. Do you see bells? I don't know. What do you think? Did you see that one, caller?
I did.
You did?
If I did, I would have smacked them.
You would have smacked them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Some people, they got to take it into their own hands, literally. So...
Yeah. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the call.
I mean, it's like we're grooming these politicians, for the future, so they get, into their, charismatic ways, and do people actually believe them? I mean, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, and what kind of absolute real power do they have? And actually, I think we have another caller again.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I on the air?
Yeah, you are on the air. How you doing?
All right. My name's Charles. Chuck, you can call me Chuck.
Hey, Chuck. How's it going?
I was just listening about the campaign and stuff, and I agree with what you're saying, man. The editorials on the back, they're crazy. It's too political. I agree.
Yep.
I agree completely. But yeah, I actually went to the inauguration myself, though.
Oh yeah.
Really? How was that?
It was great. It was really cold.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame anyone for being excited.
And you know, and actually about halfway through, I realized I could have just watched it from TV, and it would have been a little bit better.
After you had driven 5 hours.
But I was there, and I was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's all I got to say. Oh, one more thing, though. Go Steelers. Chip doesn't know what he's talking about. So, but anyways.
Okay. Well,
All
thanks
right.
for calling in.
Thanks for calling in, Chuck.
No problem.
Steelers Chuck.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, look out for the selection. I mean, it's getting kind of ridiculous. I mean, I wouldn't buy into them, but hey, I mean, do whatever. I mean, if that's what you do, follow people. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's your deal.
Absolutely. Well,
Do we have one more call?
thanks, Drew. And yeah, we have
we have
the
one more
very
call.
last phone call of the night. Let's hope it's a good one.
Boom.
Boom. And with that, I think that'll bring us to the end of our show. So thank you, Streeter, for being here. Thanks to all the crew. And don't forget to tune in this Wednesday night for our regular episode of Late Night STV. We'll have a great guest, top 10, all the usual good stuff we have. And this will end our experiment tonight. First
Exciting.
ever late night call. Thank you to all the
We're
callers.
calling in 2 weeks again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Every other week.
Every other.
Yeah, well, that's the pattern we'll follow.
Yep.
So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching the show, and good night.